Once upon a time, there was a king who had 3 daughters, all lovely maidens, but the youngest, Psyche, excelled her sisters so great. Everyone thought that she was prettier than Venus.
What the hell? Why was that girl prettier than me? Cupid, use your power to make Psyche fall in love with the brightest man in the world.
Okay, I will try my best.
Cupid saw Psyche on the human world, and he was tempted. Then Cupid went to find Apollo. He begged him to help, and told him lied to Psyche's father. Psyche's father also went to find Apollo for help.
Could you help my daughter? If your daughter dressed in the devil's mourning must be sent on the summit of a rocky hill and left her alone. And there will be her destined husband, a fearful winged serpent stronger than the gods themselves, will come to her and make her as his wife.
You should have wept for me before, upon the jealousy heaven. Now go, I'm glad the end has come.
On the high hilltop in the darkness where Psyche sat, waiting for she knew not what terror. There, as she wept and trembled, a soft breath of air came through the stillness, the gentle breathing of Zephyr, sweetest and mildest of winds. He felt lift her up. She was floating away from the rocky hill and down until she lay upon a grassy meadow soft as a bed and fragrant with flowers. It was so peaceful there, all her trouble left her and she slept. She woke beside a bright river, and on its bank was a mansion stately and beautiful as though built for a god, with pillars of gold and walls of silver and floors inlaid with precious stones. No sound was to be heard. The place seemed deserted and Psyche drew near, awestruck at the sight of such splendor. As she hesitated on the threshold, voices sounded in her ear. She could see no one, but the words they spoke came clearly to her. The house was for her, they told her. She must enter without fear and bathe and refresh herself. Then a banquet table would be spread for her. We are your servants, the voices said, ready to do whatever you desire. And one day, Cupid said to Psyche, there are trouble coming, it's your sisters.
They are coming to the hill where you disappeared, to wait for you. But you must not let them see you, or you will bring sorrow upon me and ruin yourself.
Don't worry, I promise I won't. But can you give me some joy to see my sisters?
Okay, do what you will, but you are thinking your own destruction. And remember not to be persuaded by anyone to try to see me.
Hey, so who is your husband?
He's a young man away now on a hunting expedition.
Her sisters discussed how to kill Cupid. After that, they came back to find her again.
What is he looks like?
Have you ever seen his face?
We didn't tell you that your husband is not a man but a fearful serpent.
Apollo said it.
I can't see him, but I can feel him every night.
You have to prepare a sharp knife and a lamp. When your husband is asleep, you must leave the bed and light the lamp and get the light.
You must steer yourself to plunge swiftly into the monster's body, and you will see the truth certainly.
We will be near and carry you with us away when he is dead.
Then they left her torn by doubt and distracted what to do. She loved him, he was her dear husband. No, he was a horrible serpent and she loathed him. She would kill him. She would not. She must have certainly, she didn't want certainly. So all day long her thoughts fought with each other. When evening came, however, she had given the struggle up. One thing she was determined to do. She would see him. When at last he lay sleeping quietly, she summoned all her courage and lit the lamp. She tiptoed to the bed and holding the light high above her, she gazed at what lay there. No monster was revealed, but the sweetest and fairest of all creatures. Psyche fell on her knees and would have plunged the knife into her own breast if it had not fallen from her trembling hands. Some hot oil fell from the lamp upon his shoulder. He started awake. He saw the light and knew her faithlessness. and without a word he fled from her.
This is a result.
Psyche thought that he would leave her forever. She wanted to find her husband back. Cupid back to her mother's room, and she cured his wound.
You choose Psyche earlier. I'm disappointed with you.
Psyche went to find each god, but no one was willing to help her. Finally, she determined to find Venus.
Are you seeking your husband? You know that he had almost died of the burning wound you had given him. You are so pain and ill girl that you will be never to ache to get your love except by the most diligent and painful service. I will therefore show my goodwill to you by training you in such a ways. By nightfall, this must be sorted. See to it for your own sake, and with that you departed.
Psyche looking on the seeds, and don't know how to do. Suddenly, there was an ant come. Then he called his friends to help her.
Come, have mercy on this poor man and help her diligently.
Venus found it and she was pissed.
Your work is by no means over.
Then she only given her a bread. And she slept on the ground. The next morning,
Down there near the riverbank, where the bushes grow thick, are sheep with glasses of gold. Go fetch me some of their shiny wool.
Hey, who is talking?
It's me. You must not drown yourself. Things will not as bad as that. The sheep were indeed very fierce, but you can wait until they came out of the bushes toward evening to rest beside the river. And you will go into the thickets and find plenty of the golden wool hanging on the sharp briars.
then Psyche take the golden fleeces to find Venus.
Someone help you. Never do you do this by yourself. However, I will give you an opportunity to prove that you really have the stout heart and singular prudence you make such a shut-up. Do you see that black water which flows from the hell yonder? It is source of the terrible river which is called Heartful. The river states you are to fell these flags from it.
Then there was an eagle helped her finish the mission, and Venus pissed out again.
Go to her underworld and ask for 7 years to fill with some of her beauty.
Proserpine gives Psyche her beauty. Then Psyche was curious on the box, so she can't help to open it at that moment. Cupid wants to see Psyche, but the door is locked. Cupid flew to the Psyche's side, used his arrow to woke her up from sleeping, and Cupid took her hand fly away. So, all came to the most happy end. Love and the soul had sought and, after trials, found each other, and the union could never be broken. The end.